Hey everyone, my name is Ezilii, and welcome to my Cities for Beginners and Veterans Alike series. In this particular episode, we're going to talk about what is new with Industries, which is the latest DLC that drops on October 23rd. I'm pumped for you guys to get your hands on it. This changes the game for me. Now, if you're watching, you're finding out what's in this DLC, and you found myself for the first time. Let me tell you, over on Twitch on October 23rd, starting at 8 a.m. Eastern, for 12 hours, two of my awesome friends, ImperialJedi and Leader of the Monkeys, we're going to be doing a 12-hour stream on the same map. It's going to be lots of fun. You'll get a chance to pick up some DLC that you might be missing. You'll get a chance to pick up the latest DLC. Or if you don't even have the game and you're still on the fence about it, which I don't know why you would be, because this game is awesome, you get to get that base game. Or you can win it and give it to a friend, right? So awesome, good stuff. Let's jump into the episode. Alrighty, so if you purchase this DLC, you're going to get hit with this screen right when you load the game. And this screen is awesome. I recommend it if you have multiple ones, like you see Park Life up here. You flip through these every once in a while, and you take a peek at what they're pointing out. So I've had a chance to tinker with it a bit. We're going to dive into some of the gameplay mechanics shortly. I want to cover what exactly is new using these screens. And if the video isn't too long, we'll cut through and show off the buildings themselves. So, I just totally clicked. Toll booths. This is phenomenal. Now, here's why this is phenomenal. We, if you've looked at the workshop, have often been making toll booths ourselves. And this is crazy cool, because now that bridge that cost a fortune to build, you can maybe slap a toll on it and make a little bit of money to help pay for its upkeep, if you will. Or you could have two highways. You can have your toll highway that's neat and convenient, and you can have the free highway that's way the heck out over yonder, which takes you 20 minutes to get to, and then you drive down really fast, and it takes you 20 minutes to get back to where you wanted to be. You know, kind of like Florida. Anyway, this is awesome. I'm looking forward to using it. It's going to be superb. At least I hope. We'll find out here in a minute. Next screen, historical buildings. Oh yeah, hello. Exciting stuff. Here's why. As somebody who details in this game, this will allow me to zone buildings as filler, and when something pops up that I want to keep, I can mark it as historical. They'll still level up. They'll still advance, but they will always look that way. Which, before now, you couldn't do that. There was a mod that would let you do it, but it would never level. So now this will let you level and keep its appearance. Superb. This is useful for someone who might find a building, be like, oh, I really like that building there. And you click on it and you do it, bam. You're golden. I hope. I didn't get to see it in action yet. We'll look at it in a minute. Custom name lists. I like lists. You probably like lists. We can now create names of citizens, districts, and for spawn buildings. I didn't get to look at this. We will in a minute. We'll check it out. I promise. Industry areas. Okay. So I have a episode on districts. This is effectively the same thing. If you have Park Life, you have another district tool that overlaps your other districts. So, for instance, if I wanted a mining area, I would still use my district tool, hover it, and then tell it I want mining to be done here. And then I take this other tool and I paint on top and I say, I want this to be an industrial area, and I'm going to put my mining buildings here. And then it enables this production chain management, which will let you then take the ore that you mine, store it, process it, ship it, sell it, ship it, or then, better yet, I think it's on this next screen. Oh, it jumps to cargo. unique factories. Is it unique factories? New industry buildings, and then unique factories. So in my little quick playthrough with how does this all work together, I had a glass making plant, and I was making steel from my ore. So with your production chain, obviously you have your farming materials, and then you have your storage of those materials, and then you have your processing of those materials, and then you have your production of those materials into something else. Now, what's really neat is when we get to the gameplay, there's a couple of things that you could do. You could toggle certain things on, like, okay, take all of this and sell it. So it's another revenue stream, if you would, in your city. Next up, cargo. I almost ran around the block in hyper speed mode screaming when I heard we're finally going to get air cargo. Now, you're probably thinking, why do we need this? Well, until now, there are actually some default maps when you buy the DLC expansions that don't have waterways. They don't have ports. There's no access for ports. In fact, Murrayfield, which is on a map that came from Park Life? I think it came from Park Life, or it was Green Cities. One or the other. We'll have to look at that episode. Anyway, it came from one of the DLCs, and I don't have access to water to the point to where I can ship in it. So I have no way to export unless I use rail. So it's kind of, it forces you to play smarter because you have to build a rail system, but you can't just jump in and have a water exporting, a seaport and a rail depot, right? You have to, I'm limited to one, and that's the rail depot. But now, even if that was a restriction, I've got air cargo, which is awesome. Hello shipping. Make yourself a warehouse powerhouse, right? And then you got warehouses and storage facilities. So this kind of ties into some of the stuff that is done earlier, like the specialized industry buildings and whatnot, where you say, I want to specialize in the ore, and then it's got its mining facility, its storage facility, its processing facility, and then off to manufacturing it goes. This jumps in. You also have some new worker models, which I didn't see, although I did see when I did the ore. I saw that there's new tractor equipment, so I'm wondering if we can get our hands on that to place and make another construction scene or something. So you're going to have a ton of new buildings, new policies. As with every DLC, there's always some sort of new policies. So we can now apply new city policies and industry policies, which will allow us, hopefully, to make our city more efficient and our citizens happy. And then there's a handful of maps, 5 maps. They're supposedly richer in resources, which is awesome, especially if you want to play with all the aspects of this new DLC. I have a map that's dropping on the workshop on the 23rd that we're using for our 12-hour stream that has a ton of resources. I might go back and paint more because I don't know. You'll probably run out, but you can always use the built-in one that says unlimited resources for a built-in mod to do that. Unique factories, we brushed on this earlier. So you unlock these as you unlock or you level up your industrial complex. So if you have park life, you would level up your zoo, and as your zoo gets more higher ratings and it becomes 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, you unlock different buildings. So same with this. You would unlock the different buildings as you complete certain tasks. I haven't played with the unlock all. It might not work yet. It may. Who knows? We'll dive into that in a bit. We're right now at about 9 minutes long, so we have about maybe another 10 minutes. Postal service. Hello. So now, not only do we have industry that needs its own supply chain, but now you have the postal service. I dropped a few in my experimentation. I didn't save it. I did it in Murrayfield to see what's going on. The first thing I noticed, your post office makes a lot of noise. So you know how it's convenient to live near your post office, you could just walk over there, or it's a short drive. It's not on the other side of town. I don't hear my post office, but your citizens do in this game. So forewarning you. And then you also have your sorting facility. So think of it as having multiple little post offices in the surrounding town, and you have your sorting facility in the main city, also accompanying probably a post office. So those little satellite post offices, those branches out around your main city, send their mail into the big city. They get sorted in the facility, and then they get sent back out to the other post offices. I didn't notice an uptick on traffic, but we'll see. That covers this screen. Now we're going to maybe do some fancy editing. And we're back. Oh my goodness. Ugh. What an amazing little video edit there, if I do say so myself. Anyway, so as I was saying, we'll look at some stuff, but in this video tutorial series, I have unlimited money, unlock all, and I just turned on unlimited resources and whatnot. So we're gonna take a look at how you make these buildings kind of work. And in another video, I will go over everything that you get completely. So, if you have park life, you're going to be familiar with these mechanics. I'm going to quickly make a road, which we're going to use the small industry road. And we're going to go out like yonder. Now, you don't need to use an industry road or an industrial road, or what do they say industry road? Industry. You don't need to use it per se, but it does give you some new aesthetics. Now, it also tells you that if you use this road, it will produce more noise. So just keep that in mind. And I mean, it looks like it would probably produce more noise because you see the seams in the concrete going per-dunk, 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 as you're driving down. So this is farmland. This is fertile. We are going to make it farmland. I'm going to paint a district like you normally would. A nice little box here. That's probably pretty good. Awesome. But then with the Industries DLC, you have Paint Industry Area. This works very much like a park for park life. I'm going to take this and I'm going to paint on top of it, but I might go a little bigger there. That way I can use that main road. So now we have these two guys. Now, this is necessary to get farming. And then this is necessary to unlock these buildings, which is now garbage and industry. And we have new tabs across the top. Ta-da! Forest, farming, mining, oil, and then warehouses, and then unique factories. Effectively, you're making this actually happen. Why am I seeing traffic? Why is that there? Anyway, effectively you're making this chart work. Boom. You're gonna get stuff either from your growing or harvesting, and they're gonna go into process buildings, and then they're gonna go into a factory, and then they're gonna be sold or exported. So we, as entrepreneurs of our great city of River Run, are going to make a farm area. Now, I'm going to make it probably a little more cutesy than it might need to be. I'm going to put our little farm building here. And then these guys, you should be aware that these guys are noisy all of these buildings happen to be noisy. And we'll put these guys here. And we could plant trees to cut down some of the noise. So you have like your little farm main building, and then you've got workers barracks, and then you have a maintenance building. And here you have tons of different farms. Maybe we could, we could sneak that in there. Look at that. A medium crop field. What's a large one look like? Oh, look, boom. So maybe we'll take our little road down a little further. This way. Some fruit fields. So in the past, you would make these all by yourself, where you would plop each little tree down to make it look like an orchard, etc. Now you have these in the game. Now, on the workshop, they have made these on the workshop where you could, somebody has taken the time to model a farm field. So that would have saved, I guess, time, but most often you probably would make your own anyway. I'm gonna put a little animal pasture down here and call that a day. So now we got some animals. I'll probably grab another large farm field here and go there. I am minus 649 in our budget, even though we're not really using money. Flour. We're gonna produce some flour. What's this? A cattle shed. And provide shelter against harsh weather. Oh. I should have... Oh well, we'll just put it down. And then, ooh, a slaughterhouse? Well, I guess that's the state of reality. Some silos. We could put some silos down. They come in, it looks like they come in small and large. A large barn. So now, I think I've placed every single building. Oh, and then fences. So we'll do a fence. There. That works. So now that we've got this down, the basis is we have to level up the area, much like Park Life Parks or Concerts DLC, if you have the Concerts DLC. They level up based on certain criteria, which we're going to look here in 1 second. Now we have a pretty little farm, and go. I'm on speed 3. Oh, I didn't connect it with power here. Beep. Dunzors. So, Fawn Estates. If I click this, it gives me this panel, and it tells me what's going on. I could rename it. I don't really want to rename it there. I just want to move it. Will it not move for me? Maybe it doesn't. Anyway, so this is going to tell us what is going on here. We've got our crops. It's producing flour. We also have our animals, which maybe it's hiding underneath there. I don't know. I can't click on it. But then animal products. So this shows our output. This shows what needs to be met for us to level up. We're almost there. We're halfway to the next level. That would further unlock other things. And then I have policies. Improve logistics. So these cost us money, right? Improved worker safety. Safety at work is supervised more carefully with strict standards and regulations, increases workers' health, and it costs 1 cent per affected worker. Advanced automation, robots, right? So, and then improved logistics, parking, and scheduling of deliveries is more efficient due to advanced inventory and vehicle tracking systems. Increase of upkeep, or it increases the upkeep by 10%. So these are the little policies that are related to this feature. Will look more advanced later, probably in Murrayfield as we dive through it. But right now, this is a general overview of what's going on. So now we've got this going on, and look at all this traffic. This is now storing our stuff. It looks like we're 13% full. We're 24% full. And then we're 34. But it is also important to note that you have balanced fill and empty. Fill means store as much stuff in here as you possibly can. Empty means ship it, get rid of it, which should become exports. And of course, the tooltip right here tells you crops are produced. Oh my goodness, crops are produced by all farming industry area extractor buildings and by zoned farming industry, which basically means if I wanted to, I could put a farm over here, which I'm going to grab some road. And I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to make another district. Tell it to be farm. And then I'm going to zone this. Give them power. Give them water. Now these guys over here are going to send stuff to this area for storage. So you may already have existing industry areas producing things for you. Now you could zone this on top, and now you have your own area going. But what it's doing is it's providing the storage mechanic. And then, of course, it's producing things like this is our milking parlor, and then our, that place where meat gets made for us, and flour mill. I'm a vegetarian, but not for that reason. I don't care what you eat. I just don't eat meat. Anyway, so this is all working. Eventually, when we get to 2 stars, we would unlock other buildings, but this area is already making a profit, which is awesome. Now, as you progress further, you end up with these unique factories. One of them is a bakery, and I'm going to put a bakery right here. Now, this bakery, which I destroyed the fence to get, is then going to take our flour and our animal products, and it's going to produce pastries. Then these pastries are going to be shipped out to the world, or better yet, to our commercial districts to sell in their shops. Fantastic. So this introduced, and boy oh boy do we have traffic. This introduced a supply chain mechanic to your game with this DLC. Now all of a sudden it wants me to, and we still have 80% traffic flow. Does it not want to give me, there it goes. So that's effectively what this is. This is your supply chain. And now you can kind of control it and coach it in your city's Skylines game. That's it for this very, very brief overview of Cities Industries DLC that comes out October 23rd. Just to remind you, as I said previously, there's going to be a 12-hour stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ezilii. my good friends Imperial Jedi and Leader of the Monkeys. We're going to be playing this 12 hours on the same map. It's going to be an awesome experience. You'll get a chance to win a copy of this, as well as some other DLC for cities, and even the base game if you don't have it, or if you have a friend that would love it and you want to give it to them. Until next time, my name is Ezilii. Have an awesome time. Happy building. If this or any of the videos have been helpful for you, please like and subscribe, and feel free to share. We love to meet new friends. Be good to each other. You can find me here on YouTube or over on Twitch. All the links are below the video. Have a good one.